Oops. There we go. Wait. There we go. Oh, shoot. I didn't actually get to it on my laptop. There we go. Now I'm on it. Wait for Diabolical to boot up. Dang, it's getting cold. Someone should stop that. I don't like cold. For a while I did. Hi Ven, hi Shell. You may have to stop watching. Oh. I have several people telling me that. Like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I want to play, but maybe I don't. Oh. Hi, Dijon. Thank you, Shell. You're my loyal viewer. I think you will appreciate me playing this game for you. Oh, Boots isn't even here. He didn't even show up. Anyways, this is what Control is. It's a very fast-paced first-person shooter. Egg bots. I know a lot of people talk about other aspects of it, but really this is like 90% of it. Oh wow, there's not a lot of people in this one. Maybe I shouldn't have picked this mode. Ooh, did I just crash? Whoa. Okay, no, I just froze for a bit. Oh damn, Dijon doesn't even... Oh no, we got... Oh no, we got 3 before. We're almost there. I don't think I'm 100% on it. Oh, I did it again. I guess it's just doing that when people are connecting now. Give it a couple seconds and I'm ready. But this person's still loading. No, Shell, I think that is Boots. He's just not here.
Starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I see you, buddy. I think it's gone. Why did I drop down? I'm such a dummy. Oh, you're down there. That... I could not even imagine that someone would just sit in that alcove, so I was gonna jump up to, like, cut him off. But I actually just left my teammate alone, but it's fine, because someone who would just sit in an alcove turns out to not be, very good strategically. Shot, actually. Oh, I might have helped him get away a little bit, but whatever. That didn't hit! I don't know where he went. I think he dropped down. Okay. I'm not hitting him? Okay. Later, not later. Oh, come on, don't let him kill all of us. Oh, we didn't get him though. We are ahead by 3. We have better spawns, but... What does that mean? We can't find the last guy. Nothing. It's too late. They're gonna spawn before we could possibly get him. Hello. Pretty hurt. I'm gonna... Maybe I shouldn't do this, but we're ahead by a lot. Oop. Dang it! These do not usually get stretched out like this. Jeez.
Round 2. Fight. Frag.
Who the fuck just pre-fires that? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't think it's me. Oh my god, I've never been up here. I've never gone there. I did not know that was even a place. What bug is Dijon getting? I can't scroll up. Oh. Where'd the man go? Where'd bot? I don't know what we're shooting rockets at. I'm just following my teammate. Man. Damn it.
Egg hunt.
Never mind. Didn't need to target him.
3.
If you jump off at the right time before the end of a round, you will actually lose a point for the next round. You won't be dead in it, but... Oh no, oh no. I could see his shadow, I think. I was shooting at his shadow because I thought I was, like, visually seeing him through the smoke for some reason. Wasn't. I fucking hit the wrong button. Ugh. That was a very bad place to end up in. I was surrounded. Not prepared. That's what happens when you just take a teleporter willy-nilly. Sometimes you end up in a bad place. And somehow we're still ahead on points. Who's, like, destroying on our team? It's like it's me and my QL. I'm gonna say it's mostly my QL's doing. This is some terrible rockets here.
Egg hunt. Match point. Wipeout. Round 4.
Oh, there's a quit. I think it's mostly that they have a couple very bad players, including one who doesn't seem to have ever played this kind of shooter at all. I don't think he has any idea what's happening. Makes me feel bad, but that's how it goes sometimes. Best thing to do is just try and end it quickly. Oh my god, dude. That shaft was terrible. Oh, that's not where that teleporter goes. One day I'll remember.
Victory.
There we go. Alright. Control time. It's time to take control. I'm gonna try and only do that joke once. That was my one. I blew it really early. I was gonna hold on for a bit. Maybe keep it till second stream. I couldn't. It's just too good. A joke. You're right not to trust me, Sanguinary. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't trust me to not make the obvious joke multiple times. It doesn't sound like something I do. Alright. Tell me if audio balance is good, by the way. I don't know. I think it is. I mean, right now there's like there's no noise. So. I think all my other settings should be good. I also upped my frame rate again because I realized I bumped it down to stream some other game that was intensive, and I forget which one it was, but it was a couple games ago. So now my frame rate's back up, and it should look nicer, and I think I can still do it. But let me know if the stream go bad. This is Control. I don't think I have a big intro for it because it came out 2 years ago. You don't need historical setting for it. It is Remedy's latest. They have been known for blending multimedia and with their games in various ways and having really interesting stories with AAA levels of polish and action, or at least AA. And this absolutely follows in those footsteps, and in a lot of ways is a culmination of a lot of what they've done.
Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped.
Oh, was it 1? I thought it was 2. No, you're right, it was 1.
You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you.
That's our main character, Jesse.
It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing.
Too much.
I found nothing. It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster.
Ah, yes. Plato's
The picture's something
theory
nice.
of the man in the
A
poster
landscape, a famous person.
in the cave.
Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It
think
can
that's
be
Shawshank
beautiful
Redemption.
or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room.
Snow in New York again, by the way.
But sometimes,
Not that snowy, though.
sometimes something crawls out from
Foggy.
behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak
Rainy,
out
I guess.
and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
Hello? Anyone
Yep.
here?
Oh, I think my controls are all still good. This is the Federal Bureau of Control, and we just walked in off the street. Final warning, do not bring classified documents beyond the executive security desk or you will be terminated. Can't read who it's from. There's a newspaper, though. The Bureau. I can't read any of that shit. Here's our introduction to our little documents thing. a lot of the story is in fact told through various documents and little visual clips and sometimes audio clips. It's integrated pretty well. Reminder. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smart watches, smart phones, smart gaming devices, anything smart. Number 2 pencils. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypical concept, for example, rubber duck or ketchup bottles. All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. Just pretty standard boilerplate stuff. Can't bring in, you know, most government agencies have like stuff like this. You can't bring in anything too smart. You can't bring in, you know, number 2 pencils, rubber ducks. Pretty standard. They're relatively classified. Head of Research, Dr. Casper Darling. Our Bureau at work. And Director Zachariah Trench. And a bathroom.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them and they were hiding in plain sight.
Don't mind if I do. Security order. A shark in his although secure permission to following basic protocol shoot to kill. Good luck. Just standard government stuff. Hi Dragon Friend, you missed us walking in here and she gave a little speech about how there's a real world behind a poster on a wall like in the Shawshank Redemption. And we're in the Federal Bureau of Control and no one's here. And that's moral. Also, hi Heelys. Can't bring anything smart into our government. Hello. As you should all know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request from form.r4.e from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, which is Dr. Darling, Miss Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland. Those are our department heads, as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday on their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. That actually is a normal...
Hello? Hey, excuse me.
There you are. You are here about the job.
No, I'm saying they all are, Shell. Sorry, I didn't mean to...
Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, niin Johan helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
What? Okay, so when I first played this game,
Shift loaner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
God, I love that he just
Like
responded
that
to an
said.
internal monologue.
I know what you're thinking. If there's
That's
an
very
ex-murderer
good.
around, that's him.
And we're back here, only now the picture of Ahti facing away is an elevator. Guess they were hiding it.
The cell and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
Oh, we get credits. Forgot there were opening credits. That's cute. When I first played through this game, I did not have subtitles on, which I think is probably the ideal way to experience Ahti. If you're thinking to yourself, I can barely understand what he's saying. Yeah, that's about right. I like that they didn't even make it super clear in the subtitles what he's saying. I don't know a lot about Michael Kirasin there. I guess he came up with the concept along with Sam Lake, who wrote all of Remedy stuff, including this. A lot of people call this SCP the game, and I think there's definitely some influence there, but like consistently good instead of inconsistently
Did I lose you there for a
not
moment?
good.
You know what's on my mind. My baby brother,
Sorry,
Dylan.
be your only son.
17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Okay, we need to stop that. Multiple containment breaches detected. Multiple building shifts detected. Head of research override. Internal lockdown in effect. Sounds good. We're on it. Reminder, redrafting any public-facing material when penning any notifications of death related to the Willow AWE. Please adhere to the following guidelines. Words, phrase to use. In the service of his/her country. Regret. Proud or pride. Will be remembered. Words or phrases to avoid. Alaska. Scissors. Blood or bleed. Loss. Apologies or sorry. It sounds like it's coming from in here. Well. Oop. You don't have clearance level 1. I guess it's just gonna keep doing that indefinitely. Oh, it's coming from that box up there. I saw it. Oh, over there. Check this room out real quick. A lot of checking rooms out for fun collectibles in this game. Hope that doesn't get too boring, but I like reading them. Barbara, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day. For the rest of the week. Can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Trench. Classic inter-office politics.
Shit.
Damn, I want tacos. Bring me tacos.
Shit.
Oh, geez, Scissors,
Pick up
Alaska.
The murder weapon? Really?
Hmm? Well, there's this little blue swirly on it, and a white dot on it.
And there goes the poster.
Here's the board.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place.
I love that shit.
Where am I?
So that's the board, and that's how they talk. And yes, the subtitles, they have subtitles even if you have subtitles off. You can mantle on things. You can jump. Oh, hit V to melee, that's right. We have this.
The same gun.
Completely forgot we had a melee attack in this game. This is the service weapon, which the board uses. Only the director can use the service
Okay.
weapon.
Now I have a gun.
And, this will be our main weapon, at least for a while. It recharges its ammo over time, there's no reloading. It's just if you don't shoot for a while, it recharges its ammo. If you use all the ammo, then it'll take a much longer time to recharge. But sometimes that's worth it. And our melee attack is pretty good too. Especially right now, but there's a bit of a cooldown on the melee attack there. Love these guys just sort of collapsing into bits. So, if I remember correctly, when you fire, you no longer sprint. So sprinting's more or less a thing you do out of combat. And these little blue things, every time you damage an enemy, they drop blue things heal you when you, and they'll automatically gravitate towards you. You don't gotta pick them up. Because it's a modern game, you don't need to hit E over things. Thank God. It's more like a stone man than an ash man. Congratulations, we're the director now.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word.
Yeah.
And this gun's alive.
We just walked in the front door and we're the
You know
director.
what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
Jesse's kind of a freak for it.
Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
So he shot himself, but then he talked to us a bit. We'll get more into that later. Quick look at his desk. I'm gonna do some paperwork. Got some old-fashioned film reels. Some of these tubes, which we'll be seeing a lot more of. Just, you know, typical shit. Also, those things just moved on their own, but that wasn't a creepy paranormal thing. I think that was the physics engine glitching out. But that's fine. Oh! Right.
You can't let this happen. 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 You
It's an
stopped
FMV
it.
game.
You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
Oop. These guys are not friendly. One thing about the enemies in this game is they sort of realistically stagger around a bunch. We're the director and we still don't have clearance level 1. Friggin' paperwork, right? Damn, that thing's built to last. Hey! It's us. Now. Hey, remember when we posed for this portrait? Director? Jesse Faden? That's us. Oh man, good times. Oh yeah, and this is gonna be a little, let's see. This is the oldest house, discovered August 4th, 1964. That's the building we walked into, that we're in. And, God, I love the snack machine. This doesn't make a lot of sense currently, but it will as we go forward. A lot of this stuff will make more sense as we go forward, and some of it won't. And that's why Control is great.
The hotline. Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
Oh yeah, we have a crouch too. It's pretty useful mostly for cover. There you are. We have pretty low ammo, so being able to melee people to finish them off is really useful. One thing about this game is that the combat changes a lot as you go through it. So for right now, it's very much about moving from cover to cover, getting shots in where you can, and using melee where you can to conserve ammo. Executive meeting minutes. Agenda items for the next meeting. Rising costs of AWE response. That's altered world events. Some real truck stuff. Update on mold eradication efforts. Upcoming annual salary review. New supplier of coffee filters to be found and vetted. Please come prepared. Thank you for your time. Oh, we've got a bunch of collectibles we got now. Oh, yes. We've got notes on enemies that we encounter, for one thing. Field research on Hiss Entity, Hiss Corrupted Security Guard. Compiled by Emily Pope, research specialist, by order of Director Jesse Faden. That's us. Remember when we told her to do that? I do. You should play this game, Boots. You should play it faster than I do, and then come watch me play it more. The Bureau has many internal security personnel. The Hiss was quick to take advantage of that fact. Hiss guards use the standard issue bullpup rifles they carried prior to corruption, while the armored guards carry pump-action shotguns. They have no observed paranatural abilities, with the exception that certain Hiss guards are protected by a shielding of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Is this shielding a result of prolonged Hiss corruption? Does the Hiss mature in organic hosts over time? More data is needed. Did the Hiss target individuals with combat training? Does the Hiss have that level of cognizance? Does it utilize hosts for tasks they are best suited to? Combat-trained hosts are reserved for combat. These are all questions for later, although it is obvious that corrupt individuals retain knowledge on the use of their weapons. Refer to file for full report. And here's a photograph of the old director, Trench. So much is expected from the director. The responsibility. The privilege. And here's on the service weapon that we have. No unique procedures required for containment. This is Object of Power 1-KE. I don't know what KE is for. You're moving to the private sector. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to... I need a better thing than E, because that's going to kill me over time. This object may only be bound by individuals seeking the role of... That's presumably director. The role of director. This object will determine whether, I'm assuming, they become director or not. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. The process is dictated by the... though their criteria is unknown. This object was discovered inside the oldest house, in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, many forms throughout history, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varunastra, I think I did that one wrong. All weapons that of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, well, see Dr. Darling presentation 11.1 for more details. I should have a soundboard. That's reasonable. Oh, this is the video we saw.
Objects of power can cause or be
But here's the whole thing of it.
AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well.
Yeah, jeez.
Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example
Of course.
of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate.
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine
Come
going
out
through
of
this
that,
without
Russia,
reading
you
them.
let a winner, and you're it. Lose, and you're, well, fired.
Boots.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling,
Yes.
head of research, Federal Bureau of Control.
If you don't want, I guess, pretty minor spoilers that you'll get eventually for later in this game, turn away now. Mute yourself for 20 seconds. But later in this game, there's a few hints dropped that this is in the same world of Alan Wake, and then the second expansion is an Alan Wake expansion, which I haven't played. You can unmute. Wait, that doesn't make any sense if you're muted. Well, I assume you're unmuted. And it's one of the many cool things this game does. Okay, hold on. Let me kill this dude. He's eating up my airtime here. And I love that visual effect of just like the orangeness leaves them. They're just sort of burnt out. Old ass computers. Anyways, one of the many neat things that this game does is it likes to give you some multimedia stuff to look at, a video or like a little bit of an audio clip. And then if you want, you can listen to the whole thing.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest
If I walk away, does it keep playing?
3. Wait for Bureau
Not
staff
really.
to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest
Because they have to hang
intercom
around to
and
hear it.
await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
Actually, let me quickly check something. I'm gonna play that again. And I have it play and then I don't like that. It should let me play it while I walk around,
Reminder.
but it doesn't. That's a bummer. Once you hear an audio thing, you can play it from that menu, but I guess you have to be in the menu to hear it. Can't find your office? Rangers from security department. Dinner reservations at 7 p.m. at Che Hambre. I don't know, I'm not cultured. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at lobby reception. Remember, she is turning 46. Don't let Mode hitch a ride. Avoid modern technology from the Synchronicity Research Department. Max occupancy 6 persons. Shelter model. Protection rating, military standard 810 the third. I don't know. Oh yeah, so one thing about this game that I'm not crazy about, but it's not terrible, is there is loot that you get. You can equip little personal mods. This will give us more health recovery. And you can equip mods to your guns too. It's alright. It's not terrible. It's a little bit of a pain because you get more than you'd ever want. You have to, like, sell them, dismantle them. Max occupancy. Does this game take place in the past, or is the outdated technology an weird thing? Oh, you might have missed that if you came in a little bit late. We're not going to talk about that guy hanging there. What guy? I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, this is one I already saw. Shoot. Here we are. This is the one I just picked up. To H. Marshall from El Keenum. Subject, another dead. Marshall eyes only. Marshall, we checked out the suspected AWE in Duluth. Wasn't anything. Just like the house fire before this. And the manufacturing and the malfunctioning closed door before that. My team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a way to sort the fake AWEs from the real things. Or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch, next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Sincerely, Special Agent Keenum. But if you missed it, prohibited reminder. This is a thing we found in the lobby that says these items are prohibited to be brought in. Weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, number 2 pencils, and any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypical concept like rubber ducks or ketchup bottles. So, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, sorry, what guy? This guy? Hanging out. You good? I'm your new director. New director. My first order is just... I mean, honestly, you look like you're doing a good job up there, so... Keep at it. Good work. Good work. I'll just leave you to it. Keep it up. Oh, I do want to point out the service weapon, by the way, if you haven't gotten a look. It's not stationary. You'll notice it sort of hovers around a little bit. It's made of blocks that assemble themselves. For instance, when I aim, it actually takes one of the blocks and shapes it and shoves it up to make a little aiming reticule, and when I put it away, it stops, which is really, really cool. It's a very tiny detail that might not come across in the stream, but boy does it look cool. Floaty. He is floaty. Wow! Physics! Is that a stapler or an altered item? Don't take office equipment outside the building. Oh, and here's a pneumatic tube machine. Oh, there went a pneumatic tube, actually. Look, you can see him go. So yeah, the building communicates via pneumatic tube. Because it's cool. Actually, for very good reason. But also because...
The hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place.
Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy.
Yeah. Got a couple of things there. Research, urban legends. Where are we? Paula Brunt and Lorenzo Dunn, researchers, by order of Emily Pope, research specialist. Summary. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetypes. Jung's? Did I say Jung? I said Jung's. It's Jung's. We recognize certain informed by our own and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially in popular culture using our Bureau-made anthology television program. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. He said Jung's, get him! Certain paranatural phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore. AWEs that only occur on a pair of scissors that consume human through 2 punctures on them. I'm going to extrapolate and say that must be an AWE that occurs only on Halloween, or maybe Friday the 13th, and a pair of scissors that consume human blood through 2 punctures on the neck, I think. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children. They are paranatural realities waiting to happen. Vertifile 4936942 for full report. Visitor evaluations. How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. Start with the following. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964 as part of an effort to strengthen government relations. We are proud to serve the United States and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them these questions. 1. Are you here to see someone? 2. Are you here from New York City or just visiting? 3. How'd you find this place? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain that this is a secure federal office and that they'll need to leave. If their answers seem, escort them to a private room. There. Perform the gunner's psychological assessment. If the responses are within the acceptable range of deviance, see this provided scoring sheet, then immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious.
That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating...
That's 100% Night Springs, right?
Over and over.
Actually? No, we will see it later. If they're talking about what I think they're talking about. But it could also be Night Springs, I suppose. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are there lyrics to this song? I don't remember. I'm actually gonna let it play while I drink big water. I need water. It's really bad. A lot of reading. Anyways, that's just the full-length song. Pretty good. I think it shows up again later. Oop. Ranger 2nd Class Pulaski. Oop. That dude's got a lot of health, so... There we go. Oh, shoot. Where'd he go? There he is. Gonna let this recharge.
Must cleanse control points.
There we go.
An enemy. Corrupt. Spreading.
That song is gonna be why you can't play this game in 5 years. Basically, yes. Look,
Cleanse the control point.
I mean, he's got a reputation to uphold.
What does that mean? Help me fix it.
Gotta cleanse the bad energies. Hey, Nutshell! You made it! I'm glad.
Holy shit! You did it! We did it!
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
No. I'm actually gonna equip some weapon mods first, because that guy dropped 3. This will give us a little more accuracy. And that's not a thing we have yet, so I'll just keep it on the head. We have materials that I don't have a clearance level for. Undefined reading and a hidden trend.
Are you with us? With the Bureau? Are you still sane?
This thing is... We got the blue squigglies on this
I
thing.
can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
Oh, did we just get 2
My turn.
spammers at once?
Should I lie? Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting. I should have lied.
Oh shit! You're the new director. Hold on, we're coming out.
Oh, did you ban a real person? Yeah.
Director Faden.
I didn't see
Call
either
me
message,
Jesse.
so...
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force.
This is Emily
this,
Pope.
Hiss?
We've read a memo from her
Somehow
already.
the Hiss managed to
oddly.
infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, he keeps
Really?
appearing to me, saying things.
I like Emily Pope a lot. She's a great character. I love the way
It's
that
hard
she...
to make out, but
I love
he
her
told me to
relationship
cleanse
with
the
Jesse.
Control point, push the hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her.
And her
about
hair
it
is
yet.
amazing.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even. Look, Jesse.
She's
I have
just
a million
excited.
Questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
If it's possible.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her.
So we came here looking for the
Or
Bureau.
rather, the Bureau she's a part of.
Yes. I can try.
I love that, like, Jesse
I'm speaking
is...
for you, of course. We can try it together.
Jesse is the sort that just, like, doesn't speak that much, but we get to hear her inner monologue while other people just stare at her.
Push the hiss
But, like, it
out.
works really well, I think. Push the hiss out. Okay, I'll do that. Cleanse the hiss corrupted agent.
It didn't work. The hiss has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Oh, she's not in here. Well, hold on. I'll just pick this up. I'll read it in a second. But first, we've got a bit more info dump before we get dumped into the game proper. Wait. Where's Pope? Ah, she's up here.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw.
The hiss in her
It was
towel.
worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen. The Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago.
So here's a little bit of our exposition dump.
I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already.
Town called Ordinary.
I can't tell her
Which is
about
also
Dylan
just-
and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And
Ordinary
very
is an
classified.
unincorporated community
I
in
can try to dig
Virginia,
out
by
some
the
old
way.
files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing.
It's also one in Maine.
I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs,
Maybe.
the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Looks like it
Trench,
shows up in Quantum Break,
the
one of Remedy's other
ghost
games,
or
as a town in Maine.
Whatever he is. He mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's the head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep
Yeah,
an eye
that
out.
sounds like the communications and department. We don't need to wear
They call me
those.
the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader. Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More
Maine is a
than
real
enough.
town? Jesus.
No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it.
Yes, he's just like, yes,
Only to see
finally.
the hiss destroy it all.
The terror beyond the veil of our reality. Jesus, finally. About time. See, if you didn't follow all that, this telephone is an object of power that lets the director speak to the board, that weird pyramid. And it looks like Director Trench wants to speak to us through it.
To you, so don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now.
These are presumably the previous directors. Maybe. Oh, I don't think I see Trench. No, wait, there he is. He's up there. That's him. Top left. Anyways, you just got a bunch of stuff, because... But first, let's talk to Pope a little bit more.
The hotline should be in the communications department.
Like I said, she's a bit of an info dump.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
French lick?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds.
The oldest house being the building we're in.
The building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
Let's ask about the oldest house,
You mentioned
actually.
The oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is
I really love that. Just like
unstable. The Bureau prefers
this absolutely massive building that extends so far up it vanishes into the clouds. And like,
So without you, I never would have found the front door.
Okay.
it's just like no one sees it. It's just there.
This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was
Ghosts
killed
aren't
by the
real,
service
Jen.
weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will.
Yeah, if this game has a flaw, it's that it's got so many ideas that it doesn't have time to explore them all. So there's a whole bunch that just sort of, here's something over here. You won't see it really, but it's cool.
Exactly. This is all.
They just have that many cool
Well,
shit, cool things going on.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense.
Right, obviously, I know that.
Got it?
Did she memorize this?
So objects of power
Got it.
can be bound to
Thanks.
people for useful ends, whereas altered objects can't be bound to people for useful ends. Or altered,
So HRA stopped
not
you
altered
from
objects,
becoming
altered
hips.
something.
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing
His
mine
eyes
as
just
soon as
glaze
I got
over.
it. But each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
So the head of research passed out these protective harnesses just a couple weeks ago.
Thanks, Emily.
And
I'm sure I'll have more questions.
that's
soon.
pretty suspicious.
Just let me know.
Pretty sure I got a bunch of stuff, collectibles too. Let's see. Oh, first. Care. Assets I can't do anything with. We'll get to those much later. Oh, I have missions now. So now I need to find the hotline. Yep. So I can talk to Trench. Here we go. Research and records. Hiss agent. So this is the hovering people. Corrupted by the Hiss, but just sort of hovering. The Hiss manifest in human hosts in numerous ways. The most common and least intense form is seen in the many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. The Hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. The most notable distinction from an unaffected human is the fact that they levitate. These Hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantation ad infinitum. Fuck. Ad infinitum. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the Hiss corruption, like spores or Wi-Fi boosters. Or are they cocoons, preparing to enter their next state of evolution? When attacked, Hiss agents disappear, perhaps entering a state of invisibility or undergoing a transformation into a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file for the full report. And here is a portrait of him. The only person you should fail is yourself. Garage Trench. And control points. Control points are locations that the Bureau... This control point is that thing we cleanse, by the way. They're sort of like hub... They're save points. They're equipment changing points. They're important. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. Oh, so that's right. In lore, the building's shifting all the time, but the control points, if you set up the right shit around them, they're sort of like stable islands that won't shift as long as you put up a bunch of fancy science stuff. These control points are discovered by detection of an unobstructed ping using a within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctures or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the house refuse to be... So yeah. House doesn't want to be fully stable, which... I can sympathize. A mumble grumble for the redactor. Probably a good idea. There's a bunch of stuff lying around here too, since this is sort of our hub for the moment. Bureau expenditures from the FBC accounting department by order of Trench. Major expenditures: staffing, surveillance, data center initiative, construction. Minor: office equipment, janitorial costs, mold removal, HQ livability costs. And then just a cost breakdown spreadsheet and a 5-year comparison chart. It's normal office stuff. I think I'm going to avoid looking at every single pickup I get, because there's a lot of little mods and whatever. I'll just check into them periodically, see if there's anything new and interesting. And if you're wondering why we can open those with our mind, I don't know. They wanted a cool thing. A cool animation for opening chests. Shifted bathroom complaint. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. Steve Rodriguez. House memory. Oh, that's one of the assets. Which is a system I don't have a clearance level to do yet. Oh, I'll definitely read all the documents, Nutshell. Don't worry. I just mean, like, the weapon and personal mods are... There's just gonna be a lot of them. I'm not gonna look at them. I'll periodically go through and rejigger my loadout, but ooh, don't mind if I do. Don't read confidential correspondence. It's not just rude, it's illegal. Is this a song from... No. I thought that might have been one of the Alan Wake songs for a second. Oops, dang it. Its menu's a little finicky, and it always seems to like automatically switch to a different document. Technological restrictions. Examination of paranatural topics, technological limitations of the oldest house. Summary. The oldest house imposes certain limitations on our Bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable. See something, don't read something. Well, we're the director. We're allowed to read any of this, even if we don't have level 1 clearance yet. The word is wiki. Oh, Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's reasonable. If the power of collective unconsciousness is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural for the oldest house to them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. I mean, so have ordinary people by ordinary cell phones in ordinary places, so... This place? That's a place? A lot of places. We don't have clearance level 4. We can get in here, though. Did I just see some... Oh, I thought I saw something. Another nice thing is that that little white pickup dot appears from pretty far away, so you don't need to, like, hunt down stuff that much. You can usually just sort of run through a room and see if there's anything worth picking up. Unless it is deliberately hidden, but that's pretty rare. That is a device. I love it. Don't know what it does. I guess it's a... No? Not projecting. This is the front. Do not move. I think it might just be a hole punch. Yeah. Do you want to hear the radio? Oop. That radio doesn't work no more. Oh, this is where I came in. Except now that it's been cleansed, it's a little more open. Is nice. I guess that's... I did a full circuit, right? Oh, wait, I didn't check the lower bits. And then we'll actually go out into the world. I think I'll leave outfits for now, because I think I actually have a few outfits unlocked from my previous save. I'm not sure. I guess they tell you about fast... So yeah, if I had any other control points unlocked, I would be able to fast travel from here, but I can't. There's a few other things you can do at control points later, but for now, you can do those two things. Oh, right. This thing. I'm not allowed into yet, but this... I know... I'd actually guessed this before it even happened, but I know that this was actually the portal to the first expansion they put in. It's not a full DLC. They put out a free expansion with, like, combat arenas, and it's tied to that jukebox, I'm pretty sure. But it's kept locked up for now. And I stopped playing the game. I beat the game and stopped playing it before they put that out, and figured I'd swing around back to it. Elevator. Back over here real quick. Oh, it's actually telling me to go this way. Alright.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
Oh, I don't think this agency's incompetent. They're just dealing with some really crazy shit. Hi, I'm your new director. Keep up the good work. Oh, if you fire too many times with the pistol, it does get less accurate. You'll notice. Travel costs. Week 83 report. Visited the following Nevada accommodations: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel, In and Out, Aztec Court, Sleep E Bear Motel, Silver Spurs Ranch, El Gato Blanco Inn, A Plus Lodge. Expenditures: accommodation $831, meals $714, gasoline $295, minibar with an asterisk $313. The asterisk says the boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskeys is my ritual. I do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state, but hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? For the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Raleigh and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road, Agent L. Hines. Look, if you're gonna send me out looking for a weird, extra normal hotel, then you're gonna have to let me have the whiskey. Oop.
Yes, it's overpowering here. You don't want me anywhere near it. With you on that.
Yeah, so you get close, you go down that hallway, you take damage. Pretty fast, too. I gotta let this fully recharge, I think. I'm getting snuck up on. Thank you. They do take headshots, by the way. Extra headshot damage, I mean. You can tell you hit a headshot when the hit reticule has like a bigger orange spikes come out of it when you hit them. Well? Huh. I'm dead. I cannot get back. I wasn't sure if I could do that. The protagonist's dark passenger has not been explained. I will tell you, you may have noticed it, you may not have, but the dark passenger and the blue spirally thing that outlines our HUD, like our objectives, are the same thing. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I can't remember when I figured that out. I feel like I figured it out pretty early. No, the thing that's talking to us through the gun is the director, or at least it seems like he's talking to us through. Unclear. You did not miss that. Wow, these loading screens take a while. My hard drive's pretty slow. I might have done the goof before I kill myself, if I'd have realized it would take that long.
There it is again.
Anyways, I'll just speed on my way through this. A little bit here. You do keep all the things you picked up and whatever. You don't gotta pick them up again. Game's nice to you. Except I guess I didn't keep... No, I did keep that. See, it was worth it. I got the pickup. Actually, I wonder if that pickup's any good. Oh, I can't even equip it. I don't have the thing that's for yet. That's fun. I killed myself to get an item I'm not at I can't even equip yet. I like that. Ooh. Unstable area notice. Please be aware. Due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. Reference chart. Green. Stable. Yellow. Low possibility of unanticipated building shifts. Orange. High likelihood of unanticipated building shifts. Red. Frequent unanticipated building shifts. God, imagine getting an office. Like, you get relocated to a shitty office in a red sector and you never even know where you go every fucking day. That's sealed off with you and whatnot. Anything over here? I don't think so. Nope. Looks like we are off to Dead Letters. There's a map here too, but we also just have a map. But our path is pretty linear right now. By the way, in case you're curious, that's what happens. And it does make the talking stop in that area. Hey, Agent. Damn, he's got a shotgun. So that guy's got armor on him, which makes things tricky. Okay, that went all right. Let's cleanse this place. Cleanse this place. Clean it. Clean room. Clean your room. That's right, Turtle. You are obligated to hate it. Thank you for respecting it. So now we can fast travel between those two areas, but we've also cleaned up Dead Letters and have a lot of freedom. So Dead Letters, there's some place somewhere that explains it, but this is basically like where random bits of correspondence that may or may not lead to strange events are stored. So there's just a lot of them scattered throughout this area, so we'll read them. Machine God. I had a dream. I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows. A new God. This machine will be his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fans, plus the timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. So that guy's cool. Yeah, I think the structure is SCP-ish, but like I don't really think it feels anything like SCP, honestly. Book club, non-official. That's right. They're sorted into things. This is a non-official one. Book club, Penny. Hello, avid readers. The Bureau Book Bunch will convene at the usual spot in the corner table of the cafeteria at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Currently discussing Unless You by J.D. Brooks. Everyone should get the reviews to be my Monday before lunch so I can generate some conversation starters before the meeting. Happy reading, Penny Bartwell. Ooh, what's this? I'm doing a little dance. Like, you can't see it though. I don't have a webcam. You'll just have to take my word for it.
Hey, Meg! What's wrong? My mom's dead. I'm so sorry, Meg. What happened? I don't know. They blacked it out. It's like the director says. Confidential and children both start with C. She's a puppet. A dirty, rotten, fat person. Dad says my mama went missing in action. She walked into the city and didn't come back. I don't know what missing in action is, but I sure wish someone would find her.
I'll help you look, Topher. We'll find your mama together.
Threshold kids. There'll be more of that. Here we go. Let's work hard. His life is in your hands. Just that one guy's or everyone's? Wait, what did I just pick up? I picked up a collectible that didn't do anything. That's weird. Yeah, that's just the one we just saw. You can watch it again. Dead letters. Dead presidents. To whom it may concern, I am being contacted by the past presidents of the United States of America. They appear as spirit guides, giving me their wisdom. John Adams keeps saying I need to fix America, but I can't really understand him. They all have a lot of opinions. People telling me I'm imagining it, but Theodore Roosevelt showed me how to fix my lawnmower, and I don't know a thing about lawnmowers. Explain that. I have great dead men telling me about the past and the present. If you'd like to use my abilities to help run the government, please let me know. I know the White House could use me. Yours in earnest, James Bartholomew. Oh, you know, Dijon, that's fair. God. Is that the anthology program or something separate? I don't know what that question is. Also, I really like that you can look at some of these and be like, okay, yeah, this one's not real, but like it could be paranormal. Probably not. But they have to, like, they intercept just all of it. Oh wait, this is where I just was. I got turned around after reading that great letter. Oop. Yeah, now I know where I'm going. Went the circle backwards. Trench. Dead letter approval. Greetings, oh, this is from P. Bartwell to Z. Trench, the previous director. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. These letters come to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize that not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell. I love this guy. He's just like, I just like reading these old letters. Sure, most of them are bullshit, dumb bullshit, but you know what? Sometimes dumb bullshit is just how people are, and that's good too. Singing fish. Mr. Governor, I called the police, but they never come to my house. I got a problem, and you gotta send folk to fix it. I got my wife one of them singing fish on the walls. It's not a real fish. It sings when you hit a button, but it's got the devil in it. It flies around at night and sings devil songs. It says lots of cuss words. The devil got in my house 'cause of the fish, and you got to come handle it. My wife is real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. You just got a big mouth bass and like it broke. Like it just broke. In fact, I feel like I know what YouTube video inspired them to come up with that letter. Like the devs to come up with that letter, because I've seen that YouTube video and it's one of my favorites. Also, I'm very sorry, but I gotta hit the bathroom, so quick pause. 1 minute, be right back. The video I am thinking of, Turtle, does not involve fire. Okay, I can probably find that in like 30 seconds. I'm gonna link it. Yep, that's the one. Click, copy, paste. There it is. That one. But don't. Well, I guess it's something. It's like, don't stop watching my stream for it, but I can't. I just linked a video in chat. Oh, but we do have a TV show, so you may want to wait.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Holy shit. That was a mug, sir. Can I just say the greatest innovation that this game put in is that when you go up to the TVs, it automatically picks an angle for you. You don't have to maneuver your camera awkwardly. But it also doesn't pick an angle that just looks straight at the TV, because it helps to recreate that feeling of watching it awkwardly. Excuse me. Anyways, further into the communications department we go. Oh my god, it is Alan Wake's VA. I forgot that. Yeah, Dr. Darling is Alan Wake's VA. And I was gonna mention it later, but I guess it's... Oh, uh-oh. Sorry, buddy. Alright. Not that way, I get it. Anyways, I was gonna mention it later, but as long as we're talking about VAs, Director French's VA is voice actor, that is Max Payne, and also, what's his face from Alan Wake? The diver. Odds. Book Club. Book Club Samson. Book Club's Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brain worms and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 2 out of 5 stars. I know, Shell, it's so good. Just like... Okay.
An object of power. Looks like the hiss have latched onto it. We need to cleanse it.
Alright. This is where it tells you about crouching, by the way, which is important here. Because that object of power is throwing shit, as you can probably tell. And boy, that's a really cool effect. Like, basically every effect in this game, it's very, very cool. I'll take that. This is not the path forward. I thought it would be. Okay. Run, run, run! Yeah, it's not gonna do shit. Oh. Gotcha. A floppy disk nuke can be bound to gain launch/telekinesis. I won't read the board. You read it.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in Bureau Seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
So yes, the diskette contained the launch codes for the Russian nukes, which means that it lets us launch things. And this is the ability the game is actually known for, because this is the point where people realized that the combat was going to be cool as fuck. This fucking owns. into the whole slot to advanced score. I like that because there's a reading of that where they just talked about basketball. And yes, so if you pick up, you can see that there's some faint outlines when I mouse over things. That means it's a thing you can pick up with this. But unlike a lot of games that are very finicky, you can also just do this. This is less powerful. It's harder to hit with because it's smaller, but you can, whenever you hit E, you will always pick up something. But if you pick up a big thing, it's better. And I really think that's a key distinction that makes this ability not feel like finicky and bad. Oh, you may also notice I have a white bar now that represents my ability to do here. I just used it twice, and now I can't use it until it's fully recharged. Destroy the copies, fakes, made-ups with your new ability gift burden. So yeah, it's a little... It takes longer to use than shooting, obviously, but it tends to do a lot more damage. Also, if it's not clear, while you're holding this, you can't do anything else, because you're concentrating on holding it.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
So, abilities such as launch are particularly effective against shields. So remember that guy who had like the white health bar? Launch is a really great way to take that down. As you can see. I can't really hit them here, unfortunately. Let's get a better angle. Oh, I got a headshot there, I think. Through the smoke. Not intentionally. I'm just that good. And yeah, obviously if you throw something like a fire extinguisher, it go boom. Which makes them really good things to throw. If you want to do damage anyway. Yes, everything about hitting people in this game is very satisfying. Oh, and you can, if you're curious, hit them with it when it's hit them with an object that, well, it's hurtling towards you too, but it's pretty difficult.
They said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
I said that Hotline Miami is a good game and I should play it, but I don't know. Pretty violent. I don't think Jessie would like Hotline Miami, though. I think that'd be a bad rec for her. That's my guess. That's not based on anything specific, just my sense of her personality. I don't think she'd be into it. Have a quick run through here. Saw this. Give me, please. Thank you. Don't really remember exactly what it's for, but you can dismantle unwanted mods into resources. Willow Thomasy. So this is the Director of Communications. Willow AWE outcome. Re-information campaign summary of Willow AWE. That's Altered World event, if you'll remember. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on the Alaskan town. You all know that I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food because their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns makes the public much less likely to... So, another AWE behind us, and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. This doesn't mean we can stop monitoring and for any off-message opinions, but looking like we're in the clear. Thomasy out! Wow, turtle! Oh no, mix, bad mix. Wait. It's... the second, the third, the fourth wall, the fifth wall. The hisses rants are pretty good if you catch bits of them. There's a lot of blood there, but unfortunately there's also a clearance level required.
Locked.
Oh.
Maybe there's a key nearby.
Clearance level 1.
This must open the door.
Don't mind if I do. But before we go anywhere... these will also heal you, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so that gives us that as a fast travel point. We're not clearing anything, because this particular area isn't particularly corrupted. But, we do have it. I'm going to check floor 2. Wait. Oh no, I see. I've got the layout of this place in my head now. Took me a second. Whoop. Thought I was cutting a corner there, but I guess not so much. So we've got clearance level 1 now, which means we can... That's the wrong button. Okay, fine, I'll do it this way. Lockdown distinctions. This is from Marshall to Thomasy, so from the head of security to the head of communications. Pay attention, Alberto. This is the last time I'm explaining this. Internal lockdowns are manually triggered events that lock one or all of the sectors by restricting the use of the sector elevator, effectively locking staff in their sector until the emergency is handled. They can only be lifted via directorial override and maintenance once the director is satisfied the situation is under control. External lockdowns are a bigger deal. Nothing in or out of the whole building. It's only triggered by a cold red containment breach based on some complicated system that security and research slapped together. Can only be lifted once A, the threat has been neutralized, and B, a high clearance individual gives the system the all clear. This process is not the same as a directorial override, so stop saying it is in documentation. I know it's confusing as hell. I've told Darling 100 times to change it, but they're adamant it stays the way it is. Honestly, I don't think they even know how to change it at this point. Let's just make sure our staff understands how this mess all works, okay? We are the director. Oh, here's a little thing on the floppy disk now that we have it. Containment procedure. Must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. Description / para-utility. The object is an 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Tarling presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to for research purposes. Background. Stolen from a Soviet military base located in by agents and with the CIA. By agents Mulder and Scully with the CIA. The diskette contained launch codes to missiles believed to be reserved for use against After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. Oh, here's some more Hiss research on things we've seen. So the Hiss barrier, which is that big blocky red thing that hurt us. The Hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. 1. Destroy the multiple concentrated resonance resources found in the vicinity. Or 2. Destroy the Hiss entities in the area. So kill all the enemies and the barrier goes down. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and density from other non-contacted sources of the non-connected sources of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the Hiss? What degree is it watching and planning? She just always ends with questions, which I love. Mulder and Scully got promoted to the CIA in this time. Used what in school? I missed that. Oh, the big diskettes? I did not use big diskettes. I used normal floppy. Hiss corrupted demolition expert. The Bureau only allows certain highly trained individuals to handle volatile materials and weaponry. Our demolition experts are instructed in the use of explosives in dimensions with distinct physical laws, making them important. So they know how to use explosives in places where physics exist. Making them important assets for engineering work as well as combat situations. Hiss demolition experts are the only observed Hiss variations to wield the specially built rocket-propelled grenade that is designed to identify and track entities once fired, making them a threat whose termination should be prioritized in combat scenarios. I find it remarkable that the Hiss restrict usage of this weapon to the Bureau personnel who train specifically for its use. What does that tell us about its behavior? Can it not pass along new information to corrupted entities? There's too many unknowns. And then the Hiss Ranger. Rangers are the Bureau's well-trained and well-armed expeditionary forces. Their Hiss-corrupted counterparts are equally formidable. Prior to corruption, Rangers were trained to use a variety of weapons in order to face any threat found during AWE response or threshold exploration, including submachine guns, assault rifles, and automatic shotguns. That's actually interesting, this one. Sometimes they have body armor. They use advanced tactics. They don't have any even as Hiss, they don't have any paranatural abilities beyond some being protected by shielding of Death's Hiss resonance. Considering the advanced training that the Hiss Rangers are capable of applying to their situation, is it feasible to consider the human mind still remains intact to some degree? Or is the Hiss able to tap into this combat training and utilize it? Further observation is required. There. I cleared out those. The enemy descriptions are less interesting than the rest of it. Hey, it's more of this stuff. Not gonna die to it this time. Although when I first played this game, I was very, very determined to get that box over there, and I think I found a way of walking across props just right to get to it. Oh! Oh shit, wow, I died. It's the cube room. If you're curious, there's no difficulty settings in this game, but there are levels, and like, I think that area is a little bit higher level. Like, you level up and you get better abilities and better mods and stuff. And like, there are areas that just tend to have higher level. I think there's some places where the game scales to your level and some places where it doesn't. I think it's pretty intelligent. Every once in a while, it's a little frustrating because you get to a place you're not sure if you're supposed to go to or not, and then you fight a fight that you super can't win, or at least it's like really, really hard. But it's not clear if it's just meant to be hard or if they're like really out-leveling you. In that case, I just let people hit me, though. I do have to keep it in more control. The issue was that I just sort of wandered around. Thankfully, I don't have far to go to get back there. Oh, I'm gonna go this way first instead. What is this song? What is this song? What is this song? Oh, there we go. Now it's a song. This is nice. I'm gonna drink water while this is happening. Delays caused by house shifts do not count towards overtime. Alright. Oh, they played cards in here. Oop. Uh-oh, I knocked the table and the cards went through the table. They still don't have perfect physics. I wonder if one of those was like the meaningful hand. That song's kind of cool, but... What? I don't think... Okay, okay. Sorry for ignoring you, sir. America Overnight.
Listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years.
Oh, this is another way to get clearance level 1. In case you missed the one downstairs, you can get it up here.
Up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings.
I'll give my voice a rest.
And other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan, tells his story. Quincy, thanks. This is something I experienced recently while staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's SuspiciaCon. I was in room 47. The night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed, inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have, and the body had been there.
That's just
weeks,
AHS
he said.
Hotel. We saw that.
Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room. There you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange, something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, when no one else believes you, we do. America Overnight, we'll be right back.
It's America Overnight. I love America Overnight. I like that. Anyways, let me get back to that cube room and try one more time. Oh shit. I got too eager to chase that guy around the corner. I got hit by the boss a little bit. There we go. By the way, if it's not obvious, a lot of these places we will be able to come back to and explore more further. This game is kind of a Metroidvania, and that you get to come back later with the ability to go more places. So right now we're a little limited. Internet usage rules. Internet is not for social media use. No FBC materials of any time may be scanned or uploaded. If you notice any text in your work that you do not recall writing, vacate your cubicle immediately and alert Tomas. Mr. Tomasi, rather. And yeah, Black Rock Shell. This is the Black Rock Shell. Shell, are you into Black Rock? Seems like you're into Black Rock. I like Obsidian, okay. Data breach. Summary. Last month, our on-site server experienced an intrusion by unauthorized users. After a thorough investigation, it was confirmed that the users only accessed a video file which contained portions of various Dr. Darling presentations. Investigators were able to track the users through their IP addresses. The following are confirmed identities of these users. I think these are probably the names of people who worked on the game or like their friends or something, right? Anyways, these individuals are in breach of Bureau Code 91 and have been placed under surveillance by our external investigation team. Further action is... I think that's just someone sneaking their friends in the game as elite hackers. Office rules of conduct. Speak in moderate volume, no personal cause. No food or drink around Bureau documents in the coffee room. No using the photocopier for personal projects, or the 3D printer, or the Bureau stationery. The one to finish the coffee pot makes a new one. So yeah, this is where communications accesses the internet to do their job. Good for them. I guess. Oop, can't go in this way. Do I take fall damage? No, not from there. I can't remember if there's fall damage in this game. I think there is. Anyways, now that we have clearance 1, we can go in the mailroom. And that's Tomasi.
Great.
Or Tomasi, I don't know. It probably would annoy him for me to pronounce his name wrong. Oof! Right in the face. Oh, I can't see what the hell he's doing. Shit. I need to go down there to get that health somehow. Or maybe I just kill him. Woo! Got him. Okay. Oh, hey, Mix.
I have a feeling he'll be back.
Mix was here
Let's
briefly.
stay focused. The hotline should be past the mailroom.
There we go. Let's grab some health. Doopy doopy doop. And let's check out the mailroom for any goodies. Oh, you were here for the slander. Good. No goodies on the first floor. Really? Okay. Guess I'll head up to the second floor. Search for goodies. I know I saw something pick-upable somewhere, but I don't remember where. Ah, here we go. Some offices. Or not? Swore I saw something. Maybe it was just... Maybe I just made it up in my brain. Huh. Well, okay, whatever. We'll just go on. I missed a document or two somewhere. I guess it's not the end of the world. I just sworn I saw something.
Alberto Tomasi, head of comms. The his.
Is there a button to open collectibles specifically? Anyways. Hiss elevated, which is what Tomasi was. Hiss elevated agents display abilities similar to telekinetic competencies observed in Bureau para-utilitarians. Some prefer to charge their targets while others launch objects at them. Telekinetic attacks have been ineffective against the Hiss elevated due to their own talent in the area. You'll notice he dodged most of the big rocks I threw at him because he's floating. They do not use any weaponry except their own paranatural capabilities. Some Hiss elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into... This is likely the result of the individuals being corrupted while undergoing cognitive recording in parapsychology. How are they able to use these paranatural abilities? Is it possible that these individuals were bound to objects of power prior to corruption? It's also worth considering that the Hiss resonance can identify and express latent paranatural ability in the utilities. And here's Thomas's ID. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. Voter Tomas. That's...
It's got him.
Alright, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic
this
weaponry
was
in the hands
recurrent
of a
at the
foreign
time. Remember
power.
that?
Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun.
This was like actually like 6 months before this game came out, I think.
Honestly, what are the odds an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Hey, are you still recording this?
Like, there actually was, like, reports of bizarre, like, things that was... People, eventually they said it was because of sonic weaponry. That actually happened. Event summary. Event date, 1992. The sonic weaponry I respect is the Chaos Emerald. Is that where you're going with it, Turtle? A spate of disappearances were traced to a home in the city of... Is it Butte? Is it Butte? Is that how you say it? I know it's not but. The funny way of saying it. Where Bureau agents discovered a translocative light switch cord. Without response. Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at which had been connected to a total of disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. While searching a closet, an agent pulled the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord and... It is Butte. Nice. The light switch cord in Butte's home closet disappeared during this incident.
The hotline can't be far now.
You can even hear it ringing faintly. Like a... That's very good. I like that. Come pick up the dang phone. Hotline security log. All visitors must check in. Director of Trench, Bill Everett, custodian. Trench, Director Trench, Bill Everett, custodian. Trench, and then Carol Bishop, custodian. That should be understood to be custodian of the item itself, not custodian as in janitorial staff. Butte, AWE 17. According to their testimony, the agents had been transported from the Butte home to a roadside motel named the Ocean View Motel and Casino, and discovered a room key by performing a ritual. See file MOT-01. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside this room, they were transported to the oldest house. Inverted black pyramid being the sign of the board and also the symbol of the Bureau itself. So, the disappearances of the home's former owner and the other locals of Butte have been attributed to the light switch cord. The Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. At the time of writing, light cords have been found in the oldest house, located in the room and room sections. These all access the Ocean View Motel, though how exactly this link operates is a but initial hypotheses center on the Butte AWE as a Drawing presentation 24.3 for more details. I will not. This bit's cool though.
light switch cord. Door marked with a black pyramid.
And here. All this. Catalyst, light switch. The law of 3 applies. Agent must orient an anchor motel to their personal frequencies.
Whoa. Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them, like something recognized from a dream.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino, everybody. A bunch of rooms. You can't get in them unless you tap the switch. Nothing in that room. It is literally the platonic idea of a coastside motel. Like, you're not wrong. That's correct.
The key has a black pyramid on it.
There's a symbol. 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 But this is our symbol. Fuck knows where those go. And now we're here. It's a security measure. The phone is also seashell, which is can call the board / long distance. We've got another challenge to attune another object of power to us. I'm the phone, or I should say the hotline. The hotline will allow you to contact extra-dimensional entities. Yes, it will. This thing is nasty. Just getting close to it hurts you with little bits of debris and maybe psychic damage. Unclear. Yeah, I've been waiting to do the DLC, and then I realized that I was going to stream Alan Wake. You can contact us / past selves in the hotline / collectibles menu. They know that there's a menu, I guess.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board.
They do know about us.
And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
Man, this game looks so good, honestly.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do.
It's Max Payne.
Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
And We're in his office again. Our office, I guess. Oop. And now we're not.
The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
So now we have the hotline, which means we have a lot of stuff that we have been getting to the hotline.
It took us a long time to learn how to stabilize the control points, the ley lines, the meridians of the oldest house. Darling found a way to soothe this beast.
I'll let this one play out and then I'll explain it a little more.
Control points of all interference. It's my duty as the director, like Northmore before me. I couldn't manage it in my own house, at my home. I'll damn well do it here. Without the control points, the oldest house would swallow us alive. We'd be sealed inside an endless labyrinth. No one would hear our screams. If an enemy ever managed to corrupt the control points, it'd be over fast, spreading like a cancer, leaping over the fire breaks like a crown.
CP underscore oldest house.
They are the weak point.
That's a joke for Turtle.
Darling's right about that.
I don't know anybody else.
Wrong about everything else.
Boots, if he's here.
Dangerously wrong.
But he's not here.
Suspiciously wrong. Has he been compromised?
Anyways, so these... You know how we've been getting periodic things from messages from Trench? Well, those messages from Trench are actually little clips from each one of these. That they take out of context and to make a message specifically to Jesse. But then you can listen, whenever you listen to them, you can also listen to the whole thing, which is him ruminating to himself. But maybe also to Jesse still.
Hear the hotline ringing in my dreams.
See, like here it said, like, the hotline.
Ringing so loud I can't hear the voice I'm straining to understand. Why don't I pick up?
And then I think it said pick up.
Secure line of communication with the board.
And then I think secure line of communication with the board. And that was like it.
Do I fear their answers?
Which is really cool to me.
They warned me of this threat. I didn't see it coming. The traitor in our midst. A conspiracy plotted right behind me.
It's like they had to take his word. He had to take his own words and like cut them up and whatever. Or is it him? Who knows?
Manipulated. The hotline is the only channel I can trust. Bind it, control it. The rule and the ritual with objects of power. It can't be tampered with. The lifeline to the astral plane and the board. I must seek guidance. Soon. I'll rest first. I'm so tired. Always tired now. But I must reach the hotline. I think I'm under attack. An attack of dementia, exhaustion. It's a brain cloud making me forget. The hotline. I must reach the hotline.
See, like, I think then it probably took must reach the hotline. These come relatively slowly. You don't actually generally get 6 of them dumped on your lap. So I think what I might do is listen to them periodically so we can catch up. Oh, but we do have a Darling presentation to watch.
Ring, ring. It's Dr. Darling calling. In 1978, a comms department intern heard the hotline ring and picked it up, going against every safety protocol in the manual. She never recovered. And the handful of witnesses required extensive memory repression therapy.
Jesus, Darling.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well. Our very own Ouija board.
It's pronounced Luigi.
The director can answer it safely, and what he hears is kept classified.
This guy doesn't know anything. I bet he doesn't even use an official Hasbro Ouija board. Probably doesn't think it matters. Actually, they would totally think it matters. So, objects should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Oh, they acquired the hotline on 1965. And it looks like it might have been their third object of power, although I don't really know what the dashes mean. Description / pair utility. Object is a 1960s red-era Bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs... The object allows the director to communicate with the... That's going to be the board. If used by anyone other than a director, the object will cause lethal... The object is currently bound to Director Trench. Background. The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including and but its origin remains unknown. So yeah, it's just... They just got a hotline dumped on him. Actually, I'm going to hit the bathroom while I play another one of these. I could honestly listen to Alan Wake's voice actor just, like, ramble to himself for 2 hours straight. It's just like ASMR to me. Almost unironically. It's just good. But I'm going to hit the toilet while one of these plays.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. They have proven themselves. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. So I followed my own orders. Northmore hated my guts for that. But things change when you become director. You suddenly see this dark void for the horror show it truly is, filled with screaming fear we pretend to control. Sand leaks through my fingers. The roses I pruned in the garden back when I still had a family, all dead. Heat escapes my body. My thoughts are scattered. The universe is standing. I can't keep up with it alone. When I forget that, things go wrong. And my team has to pick up the pieces. Damage control. To help me get out of my mess.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Because as I was getting back into my chair, I knocked my microphone cord and I think I might have knocked it loose. Okay, good. It looks like OBS is still transmitting. Ooh, good. When I did it, my computer actually skipped a beat, which is pretty consistent with, oops, you unplugged something. So I was... Anyways, so there's 3 more built up. They don't usually build up. But I think I'll listen to them as I grab other stuff to listen to also. Or to read. So that they're spread out a little bit for you guys.
When I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
There's a door here now. The door goes right to our office, where there's a file. Bureau funding. Trench. To all executive staff. I know there is some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in a spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. So yeah, there's a lot of these that are like, just a little explainer, little note. Yes, they get funding. No, nobody notices that they're getting funding. But now we can go here because we have a level 1 access code. I'm glad you can hear me. Thank you. Agent death notification. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Potts, I regret to inform you that your son, Graham Potts, was killed in active duty this past week. While the details surrounding his death are classified, I am honored to tell you that he died in the service of his country. You can be proud of his courage in the face of danger and his commitment to protecting our nation against her enemies. He will be remembered by his comrades and colleagues, and he definitely didn't die to a rubber duck that was floating around and shooting out lightning bolts. That would be ridiculous. Definitely didn't happen. Definitely. Anyways, I sincerely regret the pain this message will bring you. Take some solace in knowing that his sacrifice helped protect the country he loved so much. His effects will be returned to you with all speed. Sincerely yours, Howard J. Murray, Deputy Chief of Communications, Federal Bureau of Control. Wait. Yeah, that's where I want to go. What's down here? Just the entrance, right? What happens if I go to the entrance? Out of curiosity. Wait. This is how I came to the entrance. I came from there. The entrance was that way. I see. The answer is you don't go to the entrance. Because it used to be right here. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Clearance level 4. Been in there. One of these is clearance level 1, I remember. There it is. Oh, a neat little thing is when you're in a safe hub area like this, you don't take out your gun. Or rather, your gun is away and you can't... Look at what we picked up. Very utility. Objects of power are unique in their capacity to grant certain individuals paranatural abilities. We call these individuals para-utilitarians. The potency of these abilities depends on the para-utilitarian. Using the object of power as an example, some para-utilitarians can achieve a foe distance of while others are only capable of little as See Dr. Darling presentation for more information. What exactly determines an individual's paranatural competence is unknown, but it is largely believed that some exists within the body and that, like all muscles, it can be exercised. To continue my analysis, I have officially requested to the Northmore access to the Northmore records, considering he is one of the most accomplished para-utilitarians this Bureau has ever seen. Dr. Darling is still considering this request. So yeah, some people are magic and some people ain't. And it's just how it is. What are you guys doing? Hey, I think I saw you floating earlier. Anyways, let's go speak with Emily Pope.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
I need that.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets.
Well, how many
Your
objects
boss,
of power have you
Darling.
bonded with?
Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Two?
Someone who could
Pretty
help
good.
us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown.
Maybe I can find a way.
You have?
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you.
Fine.
But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself.
Okay,
She's just got Fox's
You think
reflector
we'll
in her brain, that's all.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
Yeah. So yeah, we want to get to Marshall, who's guarding the production of the HRE harnesses, keeping people safe, but we can't get to her without overriding something in maintenance, so... So maintenance is our next stop. I love that they just, like... I love that Remedy knows they have really good grasp of cinematography, and it's one of their strengths, and they just, like, make games have cinematography. That shouldn't be a thing, but it is. 'Cause they're basically fine with making something that's at least 1/3 TV show. More of that, please. Give me that. I guess I'll just stand on the desk, whatever. Hold on, let's look at what we got first. Hiss research, initial impressions. Analysis with Hiss threat, part 1. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by the corruption. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss-corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss? More work to be done. I want to hear about the Ocean View Motel.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino is a familiar friend to me. I stayed in countless motels like it while investigating AWEs across the country. Back in my field agent days. Those roadside motels all bleed together like a dream. Same and not the same.
God, I love that.
Anywhere and nowhere. The Ocean View operates on dream logic, and the light switch cord leaks out to be found in the most unexpected
It's just
places.
like motels are all so much the same that this place formed as a nexus of them.
A convenient lock to keep out those not trained in dreamscape navigation. Even Bureau veterans can only find one key in the motel. The key that opens the door marked with the inverted black pyramid. The rest, the many other doors, are still mysteries
And they just,
to us.
it's just like a
We're all merely guests there. Even the board. Sometimes I need to visit, just to breathe easier for a while. It beats the numb, sterile apartment I spend my nights in, insulated from everything but myself. I guess that's where the whiskey comes in.
Trench does not have a happy home life, if that's not obvious. Anyways, new missions. We gotta get to the maintenance sector, yep.
Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
I'll go look.
Let's talk to her first.
Hi, Jesse.
I think I might not progress to the next thing. Wait, you don't have anything new for me.
Thanks, Emily.
Okay,
I'm
then I
sure
probably
I'll have
will.
more questions soon.
Just let me know.
What are board countermeasures?
Singing. Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
By obtaining a live specimen.
Okay, now we've got this stuff.
But we don't have the proper facilities.
Maybe we can bring in an observation.
So yes, we now have a skill tree. Hooray! There's the health tree, which gives you more health. This gives us more energy. This makes our melee better. And this makes our launch do more damage. I like doing melee a lot. I think it's probably kind of weak, but I'm gonna do it first. I think melee's really good now and gets less useful as the game goes on too, so might as well get it now. And we got an additional weapon form slot, which would be useful if we had another weapon form, but we don't. And astral constructs. That's right. So we can use the various pickups. There's source, which is just like generic material that we can get from killing things and also from dismantling mods. And then there's these like more unique pickups, which are like crafting materials. And we use them to construct mods, which I almost never do, but you can also construct weapon forms. Like, the only one available to us now is Shatter, which I just made.
I'll put in a request with Pope.
What are board countermeasures? Oh yes, these are like bonus. I don't really like this part of the game very much. I think it's a little too AAA game cool loot drop stuff, but you can accept a certain number of like side missions, like bonus objectives. You can kill enemies in the executive sector. A weird thing is that I don't think there's any penalty for abandoning them, so like you can just keep abandoning them until you get the ones you want. Like, executive sector with headshots is so specific, like if I'm not going to be there for a while, I don't know. And I don't have that. I don't have that. I think I'll accept this one. And this one. And this one. And you can only accept 3. And those are just ones you can get whenever. Like, I don't know. You don't get like great rewards from them, it's just another way of getting like stuff. It's weird. I don't really know. Oh, but I did get this. And I'm gonna equip this on it. And as long as I'm here, do this. No, I actually don't. Oh, I can't use it because I'm in this area. Yeah, it's just a weird system, and like all the mods are. It felt like they were told to do that by their publisher, so they did. It's weird to me. If this game just like didn't have the mod system, or it was way simpler and less like loot droppy, then I don't know. It would be a better game. It's weird. It's the weak point. It's the part I don't like. Not fun to engage with.
Stay here, we're just gonna end up turning hiss.
Anyways, where was that singing coming from? Oh, I hear it.
We couldn't open the doors even if we wanted to.
So we're stuck here. The monsters left to die.
Time to burn. Meet me in the maintenance.
Okay, Ati. I think first I'm gonna listen to one more hotline because we're coming up on the end of the stream here, so I want to work through them.
Something's coming. The whispers growing louder. The worst winter storm in Bureau history.
Again, more winter storm.
Retribution for my sins. Our
They just like
sins.
making Alan or Max Payne talk about
Destroy the Bureau,
storms and winter.
everything I've built. Destroy me. A web spun, turning this place against me.
Ati's so
Catch
good.
Glimpses of it in the corner of my eye. It's just out of reach. Elusive. It's clever. A perverse game of hide and seek. Is this part of an attack?
I think I'm gonna see if I can get to Ati before I end the stream, but I don't know how far away that is.
It's hard to tell. I need answers. I haven't heard back from Darling. I fear
On the other
for
hand, it's
my
almost
friend,
midnight.
My closest ally. I think we made a terrible mistake all those years ago. That thing he studies is putting us all in danger. It's my duty as director to keep the Bureau safe. It'll be difficult. What's done can't be undone. There's no easy
Telling me a
fix.
scientist studied something and it became dangerous to study.
For survival, pain and suffering are mandatory. To change things, you have to break yourself. I don't know if I have the strength. I'm old and weak. I'm afraid. I can see my hands trembling. I'm losing control.
No, well, you did lose control. I'm winning it. Can only go to maintenance currently.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
He has a pony Walkman, I think. Pony Walkman. You know how it is. Rail had one of those. I really like how just like bizarre and tortured and fragmented French is. Especially in contrast to someone like Emily Pope, who's like really excited about everything, and even Jesse, who's like, yes, I want to be here, I'm into it. Like, it really gives them the air of like, this dude has been in so deep for so long, like, you don't even know. Like, he couldn't even communicate half the shit he knows to you if he wanted to. It's a really good contrast. It's also a funny contrast, is the thing. It's funny that he's like murmuring to himself crazily. And
the maintenance sector is the
Jesse's like, yeah, I'm into it.
If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override. Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ahti. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ahti guiding me too?
Can't get in there yet. I know the speedrun does some glitch and they stand on a box and then lift the box up and go up there. I remember that for some reason. Anyways, so this is the second weapon form. I can hit R to switch between two weapon forms. And the second one I have equipped is Shatter, which is a shotgun. They do share ammo bars. It's pretty straightforward, at least for the moment. It's, you use the pistol for accurate shots and longer range, and the shotgun for not that.
The override is right there, in the control room. How do we get there?
Oh, uh-oh. Okay. Whoa. And then my sound cut out, too. That was interesting. I don't know what's going on there. I guess it's fine. See if I can get close. Oh, it is suddenly running kind of poorly. The shotgun's also much better against armor. Like, you basically don't want to use the pistol against armor at all, because it's just, like... it just barely does anything, but the shotgun's actually pretty good if you're close. Oh, I kind of want to show something here. You can actually see that it's shooting the blocks that are itself. And when it's out, it's actually low on them, and they sort of come back. So cool. Same with the shotgun. Not as obvious, though. Just another cool little detail. I can't answer that question for you, but I'm glad you're asking it, Dragon Friend. Unfortunately, I think this is a really good place to stop. Because we're basically, my basic thought was I'm gonna hit midnight and then find a good stopping point, and this is a really good stopping point. I think I might, oh yeah, I've got more Ritual Impulse, Threshold Remnant, House Memory, Clearance Level. I think I will let the last two hotlines play out that I haven't looked at yet. Because what the heck? Oh, those. I don't even think those are from Trench. Those are from the board. These are ones we've seen. No, these are not ones we've seen. These are additional messages from the board. I gotta... Okay, this is them introducing... This is them introducing the bonus, like, side objective thing, the countermeasures. Which is really funny. They're like, here's a game mechanic that we're just going to describe to you as not a game mechanic. Independence/dependence. The Bureau/game needs you. That's so good. Love that. Anyways, I am gonna call it there. Oh, you can also upgrade weapons and make new weapons. And you just kind of want to save up your source to do that as soon as possible when you get the crafting materials for it. Anyways, that, as they say, is that. I think there will be parts of this game I will play off stream. I won't read any documents off stream or anything, but like I said, it is a Metroidvania, and eventually there are parts where it's like backtrack and find stuff, and it's fun to do, but it's probably not that fun to watch. I don't know, I'll figure it out as I go. I think for now I probably won't play anything off stream because we're still in a pretty linear part. So, thanks for coming. We'll do this next week, and for several weeks thereafter. And I'm glad you guys like it, because I think it's a really neat game, and I like showing off games that you probably won't play. And, God, I just really fucking love that Jesse's like, I'm scared, but I really want to be here. Like, that's so refreshing in a main character. Like, they don't know everything, but they want to... Like, generally speaking, you get two types of characters in these sorts of games. You either get to play as Trench, the grizzled guy who's been here for so long and, like, is worn down and whiskey and whatever, you know? Or you get to play as, like, bright-eyed idealist, like, who's an idiot and scared, but like Jessie's like a reasonable, real person, but like she wants to be here and she's been hunting mysterious stuff her whole life and she's here and you're like, this is fucking crazy, but like, what I asked for. Anyways, I'll stop gushing about this game. Plenty more time to do that. Thanks for coming. Good night, everybody. My throat's sore. I'm gonna bring more water next time. That's one thing I learned.